Good morning, students. Today we are going to start third chapter of Vistas, and name is Journey to the End of the Earth by Tishani Doshi. Very interesting chapter if you pay attention. Apparently you will feel that it is bore, but it is not bore. Very knowledgeable thematic chapter it is. Journey to the End of the Earth. As the title indicates, the author Tishani Doshi has taken a journey which will take her to the end of the earth, and the end of the earth is known as Antarctica continent. Now come to the chapter. In the beginning, the author talks about her journey to one of the coldest, driest and windiest continent on this earth, and that is called Antarctica. She went there on a Russian research vessel means ship, known as Akademik Shokalsky. It is the name of the ship. The author is a South Indian woman who began her journey from Madras, which is called Chennai nowadays. On her voyage means sea journey, she crossed 9 time zones, 6 checkpoints, 3 water bodies, and just as many ecospheres. These are the stations which she covered on her journey. It took her about 100 hours of combined traveling by car, aeroplane, and then a ship to reach the continent. So when she first set her feet on the continent, she felt utmost relieved because it was all white as far as her eyes could see. Why it was white? Because it was covered with ice. The sight of the blue sky was also very comfortable, very comforting. Next emotion that followed was a lot of amazement, a lot of wonder. Lot of wonder. She was surprised by the fact that there was once a time when India and Antarctica were geographically connected. How it could be? India, the hot place, a hot country, and Antarctica, the frozen one. Millions of years ago, there was a supercontinent which was known as Gondwana, from which Antarctica and India are supposed to have been separated, segregated, parted. The situation, however, was completely different from how it is right now. There were no humans and the climate was warmer, which gave rise to the huge varieties of flora and fauna. Flora, vegetation, and fauna, animals, birds. Gondwana flourished for 500 years until dinosaurs got extincted and human beings came into existence at that time. The huge continent was then forced into different parts to form countries and the world as we know today. The world which we are living now, the globe which we see, it was formed that time. According to the author, if one wants to have a glimpse, the look of history and from where we have been originated along with where we are going towards, so Antarctica is the right place, and it is the best place to research and understand about mountain ranges and low elevation continents, ozone and carbon, evolution and extinction. Everything is visible there. It is capable of giving an insight of the future, and that can be really startling, very surprising. It was a very different experience for the narrator as being a South Indian sun-worshipping woman, and it was hard for her or anyone else to imagine living in a place where 90% of the Earth's total ice volumes are stored. Not only biologically or physically difficult, but also for imagination. A place untouched by humans and their inventions. it gives an experience that makes you forget about all the other things, worldly things. From small creatures like midges or worms or mites, termites, to huge creatures like blue whales and icebergs as big as countries. There were icebergs, they were as big as the country like Belgium, and everything can be found in Antarctica. Days are never ending with sunlight all the time. 24 hours days are there, and it is such a quiet place, interrupted only by falling mass of snow or rapidly down from the mountains. It is a setting It is a setting that forces you to think upon Earth's geological history and helps you to foresee future, which for humans does not seem very pleasant. The symptoms which are visible are not good for humanity. Human life on Earth has been since 12,000 years only, which is just like a few seconds if we calculate on the geological clock. In merely this small time, human beings have managed to exploit each and every resource, thereby creating a chaos in the nature. The ever increasing human population is robbing other species of the necessities of the resources which are required for their survival. Not to forget about the unlimited exploitation of fossil fuels that have created a blanket of carbon dioxide around our planet, which is further increasing the average global temperature. Thus this problem is leading to global warming, and it has become a threat. Global warming and climate change are high priority concerns these days. Most debated question of the day. Questions like melting of Antarctica sheet, disruption of Gulf Stream ocean, and how the world will end still remains all unanswered. Regardless, Antarctica remains an important part, not only because it is untouched by humans, but also because of the ice cores. Important line, bacho. But also because of the ice cores, 500 million years old carbon records trapped in its layers of ice. According to the author, if one wishes to study and analyze Earth's past, present and future, Antarctica is the place to go and discuss the things and study the things. The author has been in Antarctica on an expedition trip, tour, journey with students on ice. Bacho, it is the name of a program that was started by Geoff Green 6 years ago, and this time 52 students of high school were selected, while earlier Geoff Green was doing, he was escorting rich people and celebrities on this journey, but they could spend the money, they could learn and enjoy the things, but they were not able to impart the knowledge after returning to their places back to home. The program has been immensely successful this time because it was related to the young minds. The students of high school were including in this group, because it is very easy to sit at home and talk about real issues, but actually when the things are seen with eyes in reality, how the ice shelves are collapsing, how the glaciers are retreating, it gives you a glimpse into the future. You come to know where our future is going, is taking us towards, and how the global warming is a real threat. It is one of the places which with a limited biodiversity and thus has a less complicated ecosystem. As a result, little changes in its environment can have drastic effects on the earth. For instance, the microscopic means very small. The example of phytoplankton is quoted by the author, and it is a metaphor. In this small example, she had told us a lot. What she is telling. The microscopic phytoplankton are grasses of the sea that sustains the entire southern ocean's food chain. Now it has been recently concluded by scientists that a further depletion in the ozone layer can affect the activities of these single-celled plants and affect the marine life altogether. Thus, in this case, the saying comes to underline, take care of the small things and the big things will fall into place. If we take care of small things, big things will come to their own places on their own. For all it took for her to travel from Madras to Antarctica, the 9 time zones, checkpoints and various bodies of water, the author thought upon the capability of nature to maintain its balance. She wondered what it would be like if Antarctica, the place that has over 90% of world's ice, becomes warm again. She wonders if we will be there to see it or if it ever happens, but who knows? Who knows the answer? Thus, by seeing the spirit of teenagers who still are left with the courage to save the world, she talks about the uncertainty of the events that can happen over a million years. And otherwise, the experience was very memorable, but one incident they wished to, not they, the author recalls as a epiphany memory of the past was when their ship was jammed in the ice and the captain asked them to get down, and all the 52 students got down in their particular dress. They walked over the live ocean and there was thick ice up to 1 meter, and under 1 meter the deep ocean was there. Anything could happen. There they saw the seals, crab eaters. They were lying on the ice sheets, and it was not less than a divine power. Where there was no biodiversity existing, these seals were existing and they were basking in the sun like the stray dogs lie under the trees in summer season. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day and listen to this cassette, this video recording for 2 or 3 times. Thank you.